Hello everyone, my name is John Michael Bushman and welcome back to Master Duel. We're gonna be trying it, boys and girls, everyone in between. We're gonna be trying it again, but with the limitations to Sage with Eyes of Blue and Maiden of White. Do not fret, fellow believers of the Blue Eyes Nation. We do have backup, and I did consult with the veterans of the shop, and the two slots will literally just be filled with Neo Kaiser Seahorse and Bestial Magnamut. Why these two in particular? So that we have an easy bridge to bar on the floor, and of course, an easy way to get a Blue Eyes White Dragon into the graveyard with Neo Kaiser Seahorse. This guy does a lot more than what I initially believed in. That was even before the Primite pieces came into play. But, unfortunately, getting taken down a peg because of these two. There's a reason this is called Brick Eyes, for a reason. I have actually been thinking of cutting the Dominus Purges because, well, let's just say Drone Lockbird is not very popular right now. I don't know why, but here we are. Although having these and a searchable way for Veiler with Sage with Eyes of Blue is always nice. But we can stop a lot of decks with all of the hand traps that we have. I am actually thinking of adding in the third Blue Eyes in here alongside the Jet Dragon, but as you guys can see, I don't have the UR dust for it. So I may have to decraft some stuff, but we'll just get there when we get there. So for now, let's do this Blue Eyes Nation! Won the Daro at least, so let's see how hard I can combo off. This is a bad opening hand because we don't have any backup plans apart from Battle himself. So we're just gonna hope and pray that we get somewhere here. I mean, we can possibly go somewhere, but if my opponent just lets that be, then oh boy, we may be in for a better than I thought. So we get Lordy Lord. We're gonna add the Drill Beam to our hand, and then we will. We will summon the Link Monster Blue Eyes. There we go. Spirit with Eyes of Blue. There we go. I forgot the name already. Good God. So we activate that effect. We won't use Drill Beam here. I almost misclicked there and nearly cost me the game. But that happens every time with me. So there's that. Okay, so there we go. Then we use Mausoleum of White. Sadly, again, we don't have too much to work with, so we're not going to be able to do too much, unfortunately, opponent. But if you're just going to concede, then I'm pretty sure they assume that I have everything, but unfortunately, I don't. And this is why I don't concede early, because you never know if they have it or not. Let's move on to the next game. Microphone's been acting up really weird today, so there may be some inequalities when it comes to the volume with this recording, so we're gonna find out when I do this in post. So we're gonna start with Wishes for Eyes of Blue, because this is the Ash Blossom bait. We will sadly have to discard Fualos, because once we have stuff on board anyway, that card's going to be dead. But if it were Max C, I would probably think of it even harder. We sadly won't be special summoning too much from the hand, but we will be normal summoning a lot. Well, probably twice only. So we get Roar, and then we get the semi-limited, newly semi-limited at the time of me recording this video, Sage with Eyes of Blue. So we normal summon, actually. No, we can just special summon that thing. We don't need to do it right away. So we use Sage here. We try to search, but I'm pretty sure my opponent is not going to allow it. And I'm just realizing Purulia is a lot better than I thought, because it triggers even on normal summon. But again, Max C is far more powerful than the Mulcharmies will ever be. The Konami added the Mulcharmies for a reason and split Max C into 3 parts. It's like an urban legend of some sort. Ghost Sister. So opponent's gonna try to outpace me in terms of life points here. Every time I special summon, they gain life points equal to the attack. So I'm gonna need to hit them extra hard once it comes to that point. But we're gonna see how far my opponent gets me here. Unless they have other effects, or my internet may be getting fucky-wucky right now, as the kids would say. So we discard her, then we set this onto the field. There we go. Do I have a... No, I don't, actually. Holy shit. So we special summon from the deck. We will summon the one that has the white lightning animation. There we go. And then once that is on the field, that should trigger Maiden of YuGiOh. There we go. Then we will do this, and then we will. Oh, before I forget. No, we don't do that yet. Good God, I am clicking all over the place. So we use wishes. You've already seen this combo somewhere before, so I'm not gonna go into too intricate of detail here, but you guys can also see it. So, alright, before we do that, we're gonna special summon this guy. There we go. This will be our bridge to the field spell. So we do this and then this. I don't think I'll be special summoning anymore from the hand, so I think they've drawn their fill, but we're gonna find out. Okay, yeah, they're gonna be gaining a lot of life points because of what I'm doing here, but I don't think it's gonna matter too much. But it will buy them maybe 1-2 turns when it comes to that. So there's that. I guess they drew Maxi off of Porulia, so that is something. So we get True Light. We'll summon YuGiOh Lightning again. There we go. They draw into a Nibiru. Now would be a good time as any to do that. Okay. So we get these two. We Synchro Shokan it up. There we go. Let's see if my opponent does something for this. I don't think they do. There we go. Then we will use Spirit. There we go. Then once we're gonna use Spirit's effect. Send a Blue Eyes. I think we're gonna chain block here, and that's also the bonus of Neo Kaiser. It chain block, especially if it's sent to the graveyard, and then you have a search effect on the way. You can use Kaiser to chain block it, so that prevents Ash Blossom to negate this, but it does not prevent. There we go, Effect Veiler. So there's that. I mean, I literally have everything I need anyway, so we're fine here. We already have an Effect Veiler, and then we have a way to get to our 2 monster negates, quote unquote. So we send the OG Blue Eyes, and I believe that is it. That is all we can do. Spirit is sadly negated, so we're just gonna pass back to my opponent and wish him good luck. Again, we're not going to tribute synchro these guys here, but we are dead anyway, so let's see what my opponent has for me here, because they use Dr. No More, so let's see how dead we are. Okay, sure. That is an interesting choice. Let's see if they even do anything with that. Okay, Kashtira Big Bang, that is fine. Are they literally just gonna Kashtira me to death? That seems to be the case, but we're gonna summon a Blue Eyes YuGiOh Dragon from the graveyard. Then we're gonna... wait, can we only use one of those effects per turn? Right, alright, cool. We're gonna put this in attack position, and it's an effect monster, so we're not gonna be able to do too much there. You can only use the following effect once per turn. Okay. Do we do that? No, we do not. We're not gonna be able to quick synchro anyway. Okay, so that happened, and then they will be able... I will negate this, and then they will be able to look at their top 5 and then banish from one of the cards in my main deck. But I'm not going to allow him to gain too much advantage here. Okay, they have everything. Fascinating that this is seeing more and more play. I don't know why. I personally believe that Dr. No More is really bad in Best of 1. Simply because it's just a little too much, especially when you need to go into the combat phase in order to just close things out. So I do not believe in Dr. No More, sadly. Although, to be fair, we are seeing more and more need of this guy, and simply because there's just way too many monster-based negations that can be stopped with a simple infinite impermanence. So there is that, and honestly, only a small handful of decks can really truly afford the hand trap package that decks like Blue Eyes has. But I can definitely see why they would include Dr. Normal, even though it robs them of damage. So there is that. My opponent will just find a way to clear my board. They can't kill me, but they will be able to clear my board eventually. So if it's just this, then what the fuck are you even doing, opponent? I mean, you could just end with yeah, I won't be taking any damage because you use Doctor No More. They could just end with Arise Heart, and they could do a few other things. I actually just realized what did Ogre banish? They banished one of the barrels. Okay, so that's fine. Big Eye will steal one of my guys. Okay, sure. I wonder why. Okay, it's negated anyway, so it will come back once it rolls around to me. Okay, they're gonna go into Arise Heart. No, they're going to Typhon. So none of the 3K stuff is going to be able to activate. Sure. Okay, they're gonna bounce the one that I have on my field back to my extra deck. Sure. Opponent, you do realize that what I'm gonna do is just hit over a Typhon and I'll still be able to pop off nonetheless. I think I will do just that before we literally do anything else here. Unless one of these trap cards is going to be something that will make my day very, very sad. Preparations is not nothing, but I think they can do better. Sadly, I think they should do better than that. Unless they have something in the banish pile that will, I don't know, warrant something from me. Okay, we'll special summon a Blue Eyes from the graveyard so that we can hit over the Rise Heart here. It's literally our only way to punch through whatever it is my opponent trying to do here. So there's that, and I mean, we do have both of them. So so we do this. There we go. Do we activate that? That will sadly trigger the Spirit Dragons. We're not going to. We will literally just need to eliminate the two obvious problems here. Wait, does this negate any card? Effect of a card. Alright, cool. So we're not gonna do that then. So we just attack into Rise Heart. We're gonna be conservative here. Simply because we can't afford to be too aggressive, especially when they have a 3K booty here that we cannot get over very easily. So there we go. Alright, now we move to main phase 2. And let's see what they do here. Alright, cool. They're gonna special summon one of the Kashtiras. That is to be expected. Okay, they get Unicorn. Continue the battle step. I don't know why. I'm literally already done with combat. Let's see what's available in extra deck. So not much. Alright, cool. This will allow me to fusion Shokan. But I don't think I have enough material here. Yeah. What does Tyrant need? Question mark. Tributing and Blue Eyes that is equipped. I don't think we need that, unfortunately. We can just use Wishes. So there is that. Then we equip it, and then we equip a monster from the actual deck, and then we'll be happy from there. So, although if I do that, then Shen. I was actually thinking of equipping Shen, but that means it wasn't properly synchro summoned, so I don't think I'll be able to get it back out of my extra deck. So there's that. So we're just gonna get Veiler, and we're just gonna be happy with whatever it is that I'm doing here. Okay. I guess we should still try, in spite of everything. So we do this. They're gonna negate it. And then once that happens, we're going to see what they do if we try to fusion Shokan. Okay, yep, to be expected. Let's see what else they do from here. Okay, sure. Let's try to fusion Shokan. There we go. Let's see what they do. Okay, we get Tyrant. There we go. Okay, so we got Tyrant down, Blue Eyes Tyrant. There we go. And then we're gonna set the Majesty, and we'll wish our opponent good luck. I don't think they'll really need it, but they don't have too much on board, although they do have preparations which will allow them to summon even from the graveyard. So my opponent's not out of the woods yet, but I think I'll hold off on Majesty until the last possible moment, because I have Effect Veiler in hand, which can allow me to do certain things. So let's try this here. If they respond to Effect Veiler, then that means I have to pop the Majesty. Okay, they don't respond to Veiler. That means they either don't have too much, or they cannot do anything about it, fortunately for me. So let's see what else my opponent does. Okay, they're linking away. Why? So they're gonna try to banish. I'm assuming they're gonna banish Tyrant here. I mean, there's no other choice, unfortunately. Unless they can also banish stuff from the graveyard, because that's how powerful of a card SP Little Knight is. Why would you do it that way? I don't know why. So I guess we do this now while the getting and going is good. We get True Light. Do you have a Rasuponsu opponent? No, you do not. All right, cool. So we do this, and we'll summon the one with YuGiOh Lightning. There we go. All right. So that's a body that's just there. Okay. I guess we can do it now. Because the coast is clear, hopefully. So we put her here. There we go. And then we'll be able to Synchro Shokan it up once it comes down to that. Unfortunately, my opponent's just gonna wipe my board. Yay! So we're gonna do that, and that may force the issue for their SP Little Knight. But we're gonna see they're using preparations here. Interesting. You do realize that my pops are non-targeting. So we show this. Yes, we'll select another card, and we show this. There we go. We'll pop this, and we'll pop this, so that you won't be recycling your shit a little too much. There we go. Right, so that's wiped, and then my board will be wiped, unfortunately. So that's just to be expected. I do have a few. All right, that's a trap card. Tyrant is unaffected by trap effects. I completely forgot about that little thing that Tyrant has. Okay, then we just move to combat. SP Little Knight's biggest weakness: the combat phase. It can't activate its effect during combat, so I don't know how dead my opponent is here. Okay, first things first, we're gonna use Tyrant. We're gonna recycle the Majesty. Oh my god. Then we're gonna set in Dominus Purge. I'm honestly thinking of cutting this now and just adding slightly more consistency to the deck. But I can understand why you don't cut it, because at least at the top of the metagame, a lot of searching still happens. So this is definitely fine. Okay, sure. So my opponent may or may not have anything left in the tank. I will literally just use Tyrant here to keep attacking until I manage to clinch a victory here. So I'll just see you guys at the next... Yeah, oh my god, I got tongue-tied so hard. I'll just see you guys at the next interesting point. Okay, so my opponent unleashed quite possibly the spiciest thing I've seen on the rank ladder in a long-ass while. They are unironically using Forbidden Lands in order to prevent Big Eye from being destroyed by my Majesty. Holy shit. I am not even pissed at this opponent. That is amazing. And I'm glad I still caught it on tape. Good god. So we'll summon that in attack. Oh, right. Wait. I guess I just show it? Question mark? We just show one. We do that. I mean, this, and then this. But Big Eye will remain, sure. There we go. So we get Maiden of YuGiOh. And now my opponent will be caught in between a rock and a hard place. Who do they take? Because I have level 8s in here. And, oh, right, I forgot about this. Hey, hello! You forgot that Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon is a negate from the graveyard. I also forgot about that. So, hi, hello. I don't know what much else you have in the tank, but yeah, that's definitely a victory in my books. Let's move on to the next game. Lost of Dairos, so let's see what my opponent is cooking up for me here. We do have Nibiru. So that could be something that will haunt me, that will haunt my opponent should they overextend. And I also love the fact that the new mate in Agnes Day over here, he's well, only slightly voiced. But the grunts that he gets out are it adds a little bit of character at least. And hell, even Ray as the mate here, it's amazing. Do we negate this? I believe we should, because they use the Lordy Lord to search for Beryl, and then Beryl will set the drill beam from the deck. So that is their most powerful form of negation, and it will do us well to keep that from getting into play. So there is that. Our hand is pretty loaded, all things considered. What the fuck are you on, opponent? What the hell? I mean, the Blue Eyes deck is full of lights and earths because of Beryl. But this is interesting. They inserted the Fiendsmith engine into Blue Eyes, I'm assuming, because there's literally no other deck that has Primite in it. Or this is literally just Primite Fiendsmith, which is also a possibility. I should actually take notes from this opponent and update my my Fiendsmith deck with this level of spice. So, I mean, my opponent is just gonna combo off. I think the time to use the Nibiru would be that when they have the Link 2 in play, which is a Sequence. There, I remember the name. So they're using Requiem, and then they're gonna have Sequence. Yeah, Lacrima, sure. When their fifth summon is going to be Sequence, so we're gonna wait on that. What we could also do is wait for them to summon the thing off of Sequence, and then we'll use Sequence from there. But they could also use Sequence to summon the extra deck version of Lacrima, in which case, now is as good a time as any to actually use this. They do have 3 cards in hand, which can affect us. So we're gonna see here. Yep. I mean, we'll just be tributing 1. So, but to be honest, that is, I think, going to be more than enough, because they have had 3 cards in hand this whole time, and they didn't really do anything with it yet. But which could actually indicate that what they have in hand are hand traps. So there is that possibility, unfortunately. And I just noticed my opponent's name is Had. You had what? So let's get the Chaos Max here. Yep, Engraver. He's gonna do his thing. He's gonna summon himself out. Will you be able to do it again? Ooh, actually, that is interesting. What's exactly on Sequence? 2 monsters, including a Light Fiend. Oh no. Okay. That means he'll still be able to do it, but he is going to expend a couple more resources. So there is that. I forgot that Agnes Day does that, but okay, sure. He'll be able to do it now. I guess this was at least he activated it at that point. So I think I took away probably 1, maybe 2 lines away, maybe, I don't know. Okay, yeah, him going into Desiree means that he doesn't have much else. Oh my god. So either that or he has 2 copies of Desiree, which is also a possibility. Okay. Okay. Oh, he has Agnum Day. Okay, that is fascinating. That means he can use Desiree here. I mean, sending Nibiru to the graveyard isn't exactly gonna do much, but okay, you do, you opponent. But because Desiree was fusion summon, quote unquote, yeah, they can use Agnum Day here to equip him onto Desiree, and then that will allow him to, you know, be a sort of Appaloosa. So there's that. And they also have the Sequence in the graveyard, so this is like plus how much? 600 5 times. So this is a 3,000 attack boost on a 2800. So yeah, that's huge. That's what she said. Okay, sure. Oh my god, they have Dippity. Oh my god, my opponent has fucking Dippity. Oh yeah. A cute little thing who lives in a glass bottle and is said to bring good luck to the one who makes a contract with it. The lid must never be opened, no matter what happens. Oh my god, my opponent has the tech! Yes! Oh my god. Okay, yep. Yeah. I'm getting Max C down, sure. I think their negation on board is only Desiree, but it will be more than enough to stop all of the shenanigans that I can potentially do here, such as this. Sage with Eyes of Blue. You have something for this opponent. Wow, using Scream right then and there. Holy shit, that is aggro as fuck. Alright, sure. Use Maiden of White in hand. Do you have something for this opponent? We haven't made them draw cards with Max C just yet, so no, I will not activate that effect yet, because Agdam Day is way too huge. So we use Mausoleum of White. Let's see where this goes. Okay, sure. Now we will special summon. Actually, no, we're gonna use this. Before we special summon, we're gonna try to search. Okay, yep, okay, yeah. This is about as good a time as any to use the negation because I literally have nothing. That was really, that was definitely really bad oversight on my part. Forgot that Agnes Day is in the graveyard. He could have gotten himself out, and I gave him a token, which allowed him to get into sequence anyway. So I am not optimistic as to what my odds are in winning this duel because, good God, Desiree here is like nearly 6,000, so he just needs 2,000 more to kill me here. So definitely my opponent earned this one. I should have been more careful with my Nibiru, so that's definitely a lesson to take to my notebook. Let's just move on to the next duel. Lost a die roll, so let's see how hard my opponent's gonna be able to combo off. We have Ash Blossom and Effect Veiler to try and stop my opponent's shenanigans. So let's see if I can even do it. And with a name like QT1Me, or Cutie Time, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it. Usually stopping this stops a lot of stuff, especially with these kinds of decks. These are the utopic weapons, if I remember correctly. So, I mean, or this could just be Ash Blossom bait. Then again, this is a really good choke point, especially if they don't have anything else in hand. But they have 4 cards in hand, so they could still branch off here and there. But when they have stuff like Called by the Grave, that means we still have Effect Veiler, so that's at least Called by the Grave out of their hand. And we can use Sage here, potentially freely. Because if those are their 2 cards in hand plus 1 more, okay, yep, Astraltopia, sure. The Utopics do gain a new bit of support when Duelist Alliance comes to Master Duel, and there was like this really insanely unhinged discussion. I'll put up the picture of the cover art for Duelist Advance, and there was an insanely unhinged discussion as to which Yu-Gi-Oh humanoid monster has the best bulge. It was a 2-hour-long discussion between all of the heroes, the Utopics, and basically any and all humanoid monster in Yu-Gi-Oh. And they were all talking about who is packing heat the best. My God, and this utopic monster definitely is in the talking for the top 10. Good God. But my opponent may have messed up their combo big time because I do not play this deck at all. So who's to say where they made the mistake? But hey, if they surrender like that, they probably messed up real bad by showing that monster in particular. Let's move on to the next game. I've not won a die roll recently, so there is that. We do have Nibiru. It's literally one of our only 2 forms of interaction. Dominus Purge, hello. Always happy to see you. If my opponent is just gonna set 5 and pass, then that I am already shaking in my boots. But let's see what else they do here. I mean, they could just be satisfied with that. This could be Trap Tricks. This could be Labyrinth, but Labyrinth usually doesn't start like this. They would usually have their furniture down. Oh, it's Altergeist. All right, cool. So we'll only use Nibiru on our turn. Because they will be doing their summoning on the opponent's turn every time. So we're gonna use Purge here. This will lock out some of our extra deck monsters, but a lot of our extra deck monsters are light type anyway, or rather light attribute anyway, so we're gonna be fine. Okay, sure. Now this is the scary part, because my opponent will not only be special summoning during my turn. We are very, very vulnerable here because they have 4 back row. We can safely discard one of the maidens because we have another one in hand. So there's that, and that should tip off my opponent as to what I have in hand because I discarded a maiden. So there's that. Okay, yep, spoofing, and then protocol. Yep, typical Altergeist stuff. So let's see how they handle things here. Right, cool. So they resolve spoofing first, which will add an Altergeist to hand. There we go, and then protocol will happen. It will just happen. Oh wait, no, did it not happen because it left the field technically? Okay, cool. So we add Majesty and we add the Sage. There we go. So those two are in hand now. And then let's see if my opponent has any more responses to that. Okay, yep, they got the multi-fucker in it onto the field. And then it's gonna do the search. So summons an Altergeist. Yep, Sulquitius. We go Sage, we use Sage. That's what I'm saying. We go with Sage. Okay, yep, to be expected. They're gonna hold off on their negation. Well, quote-unquote negation. This is a bounce. Sulquitius is it's actually just Sulquitius, not Sulquitius. I don't know why people add an extra I in the name there, but I'm not complaining. Not that I'm complaining, I'm just observing. So we use Maiden's Effect here. We'll set this one here. There we go. Do we have a Blue Eyes in the graveyard yet? No, we do not. Alright, that is bad. So we use Roar, and we're gonna respect the Imperm columns. Oh my god! Okay then, and all of my opponent's stuff are spellcasters, so he'll have to keep Almirage in here, sure. Did not think that I'd encounter Altergeist, so there's that. No monster you can special summon. Wow, it stops there. Okay, that is fascinating. So that's how it interacts. When you would try, and then that thing is already on the field. Okay, so I am quite possibly dead. If there's one thing that Altergeist is good at, it's link climbing, and they will eventually find a way to win the game here. It's just gonna take a while, so I'll just see you guys in the next duel. Also, die roll yet again. So let's see, and everyone has been rocking the Despia stage. Good God. So we have Maxi in hand. This will allow us to potentially draw a lot of cards. We didn't open with Wishes for Eyes of Blue, but we got possibly the second best thing. But this isn't exactly gonna get us anywhere because we need access to the tuners, not the dragon itself. So these will hopefully get us somewhere, unless our next draw is horrible, in which case we will be very, very sad. Okay, yep, they got Aluba-Duber, Duber. This is a magnet for negation if there ever was one. Sadly, Branded Fusion is now at 2, so this could just be Ash Blossom bait from here, because they now have 2 copies of their power card. So let's see if they do anything else from here, but if not, then we are golden. No, we are not golden at all, and they're using the Alt Art Cartesia, and to be honest, this is gorgeous artwork, and these are apparently available in the in a special supplementary product. And oh, they're gonna be summoning a lot. Sure, I will use Fualos here. Thank you, Maxi. Oh, I'll still draw 1 from that. Thank you, Cartesia. I will just not draw 2 because of Fualos. There we go. Alright, cool. Are you gonna take the Maxi Fualos they're gonna take the Mulchami Max challenge. Opponent, thank you very much. And I do engage in the Mulcharmi Max challenge, as I prefer to call it. Because I would usually end up making my opponent draw like 2/3 of their deck. And then they would shuffle back a lot of their cards because of what Fualos does. And I don't know how the program handles that, because I'm assuming that, you know, I still don't understand how the second bullet point here works. Because if the number of cards in your hand is more than the number of cards your opponent controls plus 6, randomly shuffle back, in which case your hand will be equal to the number of cards your opponent controls plus 6. So it's whatever number plus 6. That depends on what stuff you have versus what your opponent has. That's my understanding of it, but even resolving it in paper, I get so confused with this card. I understand it's powerful, but I think letting the AI handle it is far better than what I will do to it. Do we let Gungunga go handle this, or rather resolve? So yes, I will actually let him resolve, because he will just be a stepping stone to other fusion monsters that are in their extra deck, and I will be drawing more cards that way. Or they could actually just stop here, and yeah, to be expected. They will just stop there. They will send the branded dragon to the graveyard, which will allow them a search, and I can just go from there. And yep, Cartesia, yep, adds back to hand. And okay, yep, there we go. Albion. They're gonna set, very likely set a spell trap from their deck onto the field here, and we do have these two, so we can pop off somewhat. So we're gonna see. Let's see what they search though. I mean, it's safe to assume that they'll just get the quick play spell so that they will be able to fusion summon into Mirror Jade once it comes back around to them. Or rather, once my turn rolls around, so that they banish whatever target that I have. Or rather, they banish a juicy target that I have on the field. So we're gonna see. And oh, they put it to hand instead. That is an interesting choice. So that means the two other cards that they have in hand are hand traps? Question mark. No, they have Cartesia in hand, and then they have Branded and High Spirits. So that means I'm only dealing with one unknown. So let's see what that unknown is. So let's get Lordy Lord. That just resolved. That is fascinating. That's interesting. We do have that in hand. I was overthinking for nothing, I guess. Let's just move on to the next duel. I have not won a single die roll in the past, what, 5-6 games, maybe? But I do open with a shitload of hand traps more often than not. So we're gonna use Fualos here. Try and bait out whatever it is my opponent could potentially have in their hand, if at all. They are rocking Valmonica sleeves. And again, everybody is on the Despia train here. But I'm part of the Blue Ass Nation. And we are more powerful than anyone else because we have money. And screw the rules, we have money. So there's that. Obligatory Kaiba quote here. Let's see if they even do anything about this, because oh wait, no, Fualos is still on the quote-unquote stack. So let's see if they even have a response to this, if at all. We're gonna find out soon enough. And oh dear, my opponent is thinking really long and hard about this. If they can even punch through a single Fualos. Either that or my internet connection is broken. It's always one of those two things. Opponent hacked into my IP address and you know, just throttled my internet to Kingdom Come. That will add something to hand. Unfortunately, I will not allow you to do that. We're gonna use Dominus Purge. If my opponent doesn't concede here, then that means they still have plays to make. But otherwise, okay, cool. So now they're under Fualos, and I still have 2 more hand traps in hand. What can you do, opponent? Alright, cool. Using Valmonica. Why do everyone has the Fiend Spit engine? Of course they do. And it's a discard. Oh my god, it's a discard? Yeah, it's discard 1 card. Okay, cool. We'll use Imperm to negate their sequence, and that will hopefully stop a lot of their plays. Okay, yep, Versare. That is fine. We no longer have anything that can. We don't have an Ash Blossom. We only have monster negates. So that is the only thing we can stop. So let's see what they search over this. Okay, cool. Normal spell, and they send Celatrice. This is Valmonica. I hope it's pronounced Celatrice. So we. Okay, she gets added back to hand. We allow that to resolve. Let's see what else they do here. Okay, yep. Celatrice. Okay, she is summoned. We're gonna try to negate it. Let's just hope that that last card in their hand is a Called by the Grave or a Crossout Designator. Otherwise, they will just have to be content with having these 2 material on board. I mean, they can still go into their Fiendsmith line because Lori is on the field. So but I will not allow them to do any more searching. And I just hope and pray that their last card in hand is going to be one hell of a banger, and it will get them out of this situation. By the way, I have not drawn a single card off of Fualos. I probably should have let that one through and drew a few cards, but we're going to be dealing with the hand that has been dealt to us. So there is that. Let's see what else my opponent does here. Okay then. Let's just okay, we're just gonna proceed then. Then again, they are under Fualos, so I mean, overextending will definitely be the death of them. But we're gonna begin here. We're gonna go with wishes. We're gonna discard the Maiden of YuGiOh, and let's see what happens. Okay, cool. We're gonna get Roar. We're gonna get Sage. There we go. So we get Roar. We get Sage. And then, I think, is this a quick effect? No, it is not. Right, we're just gonna have to live with Infinite Impermanence being a normal-ass trap card. So, there we go. We do that. Then we get the Maiden of YuGiOh. Excuse me. Okay. What my opponent doing? Okay, cool. They're gonna be using a Max AC. We're gonna discard Maiden of White. And then we're gonna use this. And then we don't have any blue eyes yet. We don't have any blue eyes in rotation at all. So we use this, and I will sadly have to make my opponent draw 3 cards potentially. Yeah, this is 3 cards. Maybe even more actually. So we may not actually just use Maiden and just make my opponent draw 2 cards and be happy with it, unfortunately. Unfortunately, yeah. I think that is the only way to go. And so that we don't overextend into my opponent's potential bullshit. That's sad, really. So we're just gonna Synchro Shock on it here. We're gonna put Blue Eye Spirit in attack position, and we will attack into their Luri. There we go. Or we can attack into their okay, yeah, we can't even attack the Valmonica stuff. So there is that. Okay, cool. So we attack into Luri, and then we will set this here, and then we will pass. There we go, opponent. So I have a Graveyard Negate, and I have a quick effect, quick synchro. Well, it's not even a quick synchro. Yeah, it's just a special summon from the extra deck. So I do have easy access to Blue Eyes, Ultimate Spirit Dragon. So let's see what else my opponent does here, if at all. I'm assuming they can still do something, because I literally drew a bunch of cards. Okay, yep. That is fine. I will be using the negate that I have in here to do what I need to do. So we're gonna see, and I can use Spirit Dragon to negate Agnes Day should he try to crawl out of the graveyard. So there is that. Let's see what else my opponent does here, if at all. Okay, there we go. Engraver doing his thing, and you are forcing the issue, unfortunately. That will make my opponent expend the Fiendsmith's Tract that they have in hand, so that they need to spend at least 2 more cards worth of resources in order to do their combo. So there's that. Okay, yep, tracked. Now we use Blue Eye Spirit Dragon. There we go. Although I probably should have kept it, because this is a pendulum deck. So Spirit Dragon does stop a lot of their stuff from happening, but I already committed, so let's just see how far this gets us. And we do have another negate on board in Infinite Impermanence, so I'm not too worried yet, but we will find out how doom screwed we are at once my opponent finishes their searching. Again, I do have an Omni negate here, so we're gonna see what my opponent searches. We will find out soon enough. Let's see. And they are taking their time, because I believe the stuff in their hand may not be too helpful in this situation. Again, I don't know Valmonica. They are an engine that I see every once in a while, simply because I believe they're fiends. No, they're spellcasters. Okay, there we go. The pendulums are the ones that are fiend. Well, one of the pendulums is a light fiend. That's why you see Fiendsmith being splashed in here every once in a while. And it's honestly, the flavor of Valmonica is honestly strangely fascinating because you have a dark fairy and then you have a light fiend. And then their main deck monster, they're like, I believe this is their like best starter, which is Celetrice. So there's that. Okay, Artemis, sure. Sent from, okay, they can add 2 cards to their hand from their graveyard. Oh wait, no, this card sent to graveyard. Okay, just add the hand. Okay, sure. Okay, getting Celetrice down. Okay, do you have any other summons? Oh, you had Lacrima in hand the whole time. Okay, cool. So now what we can do is we'll negate the one that is closer to the chain, which is Lacrima. And then we will use Infinite Impermanence to negate Celetrice. There we go. Prevent the 2 searches. Haha, you tried to chain block, but no. You will be wholly negated, opponent. Unfortunately. I am so sorry, Lacrima, I have to do this to you, but it is what needs to be done. But it is safe to assume that my opponent could still have a line or 2 somewhere in here. I mean, it's a pendulum deck, so they probably have a few link monsters in the bank that can get them out of this. But if not, then well fought, opponent. I guess. We're gonna see if they have anything else. Opponent's thinking. They're thinking really hard. We're just gonna mess with the field for a little. And Chaos Max, what do you have to say about that? Yeah, you just roared there. Laundry, what do you have to say? No? Yeah, understandable. And we can get a couple of tentacles that show up when we click on this spire right here. And okay. It seems my opponent's going to take a while, so I might actually have some time to, just stand up and walk around a bit while my opponent thinks about their life decisions. So we'll be back at that point. Okay, so small update. My opponent is going into the Fiendsmith line, and so they're going to wombo combo it off. And we're going to see how far they go from here, if at all. Okay, they're going to use Agnes Day's removal effect. I'm assuming, yep, to be expected. But which monster do they send? They're sending Spirit. I mean, he's already done his job. And oh, they sent Kyrie. So that means they have Extra Mende in their extra deck. So that is the only reason. Oh, okay, just main deck Lacrima then. Okay then, respectable. Okay, yep, they're gonna resummon someone. Who are they resummoning? Or they just add to hand. So that's also a possibility. I probably should have set Blue Eyes in defense position if this was going to be the outcome, but hey, I did not see this one coming because usually when Kyrie is being used, they get Extra Mende out, and yes, I have to pronounce it in like a slightly Spanish tone every time because that's how the word is written, unfortunately. Or it could just be a Latin word because a lot of the Fiendsmith stuff has a lot of is using a lot of Latin, so there is that. So we have sequence or sequence. I'm not sure how to pronounce that in Latin and or Greek. It could also actually just be Greek, now that I think about it. But it's most likely Latin because you have Kyrie, you have Lacrima, which are, I believe, parts of a song or a type of song in a certain language. But I don't quite remember the details, and I don't want to misspeak too much already. So there is that. So they're using sequence, and they're gonna combo off. I don't know how dead I am, or if I'm even dead, but okay, Desiree, and I'm assuming they're gonna link these away, and then go into Agnum Day, and then they're gonna try and kill me from there. So yeah, definitely, my opponent could potentially take this, because I have no cards in hand, and okay, yeah, they're definitely going to Agnum Day, and then they're gonna kill me eventually. Preferably in the next 2 turns. So I'll just see you guys at the end screen. Okay, we're here at the end screen, and it hurts. You will definitely feel the semi-limit of Maiden and Sage. That means you won't have too much repeatability when it comes to doing your combos, but otherwise this deck is still decent. It's still pretty goddamn decent. Sadly, I don't think we'll be able to see the dream of seeing Blue Eyes in Worlds, but hey, never say never. There could be a pilot that is skilled enough to take a deck like this onto the grander stage, and we will see this deck win again, goddammit, after a decade. But if it doesn't, then, well, I guess Kaiba just doesn't have it in him anymore. So if you guys like what you saw, hit like, comment, subscribe, and share this among your friends. And until next time, Toodles!